Welcome back to the Super Tuesday Recap with your host, Chris and Deepam here. It has been about 2 weeks. We were finally back here to review the last two episodes of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. It's episode 10, Leap, and then episode 11, From the Ashes. Yeah, man, a lot's happened in that 2 weeks.
It's wild that, like, you and I got super busy in our, like, personal and professional lives, like, right as things were really heating up on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Right. I mean...
And little peek behind the curtain. We had intended to record this on Wednesday, the Leap review, but I was in Cleveland for work, and you were exhausted from San Diego still, and we were both simultaneously like, hey, let's just do them both Sunday.
Yo, I literally was on the way because I had to pick up my bike from the shop, and I'm literally thinking to myself, yo, I'm exhausted right now, and I still have to watch this episode. Let me text and see if Deepam is okay with us postponing this. And before I could do that, you would send me, hey, listen, I'm in Cleveland. I'm not going to be able to do recording tonight. I'm like, thank you so much.
It was like a company thing. So I was in meetings all day, and then they're like, we're going to dinner Wednesday night. I was like, well, all right, let me just make this call because I could have made it, but it would have been super tight. I was like, let's just do it on Sunday and be more relaxed.
Exactly. I was like, why rush? And it gave me more time, one, to sit there and watch both of these episodes, and also, again, we got the news coming out of San Diego Comic-Con that next season will be the last season of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., which, I mean, it's sad because I love the show so much, and when I think about how long I've been reviewing the show,
right.
It's sad to see it go, but I'm also glad that they're going out on their own terms, that they have a plan, that they knew this was coming, and that it's not going away like some other shows where you're just like, oh, but I wanted you guys to have a proper ending, and I'm never going to get that.
Also, it's also not a show that stuck around longer than it needed to. It's not Dexter or Sons of Anarchy where it starts strong and then fades. This is a show that has gotten progressively weirder and bigger every season, and they're deciding to leave on their own terms. They have, like you said, a year's leeway in knowing. They thought they were going for season 5. They gave us a great fit. If that was the finale, we would have been fine. Mm-hmm. We've said that since the season started, but it wasn't the finale. And now, after watching these last 2 weeks, I am convinced the finale is going to be batshit insane.
Oh, it's got to be. It's got to be, because it's like the one of the things that came out of the panel that, again, a lot of people haven't talked about is somebody was like, people kept asking the dumb question like, oh, so are you guys going to be on Disney Plus? Are we going to do new shows? Stuff like, you're going to bring in, some of the MCU characters. And one of the things that Jeff Loeb said was like, we're not really interested in that. We're more interested in bringing back some of the characters that, we've had on the show already. So obviously, end of episode 11 we'll get to, but when the manifestation of Flint shows up, I'm like, oh, Mac and Yo-Yo, you just had to talk that much shit, didn't you? God damn it! Now you're because
I want to say what I want to say.
Right.
Let me be quiet for right now.
Right, but and so it's like, this is, again, seeing that cast and how, like, even the press room, everything was just basically about them talking about the panel was all about them talking about all the years, and they went at least through the first 5 seasons in the panel showing us all the screen. I'm not gonna lie, man, nigga got a little emotional, yo, because
how could you not?
It's so much, and when you see how far they've come, it is so ridiculous.
Yo, Mac was a backup engineer on a separate Shield boat.
Yo, it's so funny that we've been saying this for the longest time, right? About how Mac, like, can't believe Mac is the director. He was literally just a mechanic. And they brought that up at the panel, and Henry Simmons was talking about that, about how he had no idea that he would end up in the place he was at right now. He was like, at one point, Jeff Loeb and Jed Whedon brought him in, and they did this thing where they're about to kill off a character, and he thought they were about to tell him his character was getting killed off, and they were like, yeah, no, we have plans for Mac, and we're going to have you stick around a little bit longer. And it's so incredible to see how far some of these characters have come from where they start off, and that's what this. It's so funny that's what you see, like, just from the actor's point of view, but then, from the show point of view, the same way. Like, the growth of these characters is what makes Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. so good. Like, these last 2 episodes are all about growth and seeing, May and Daisy dealing with the fact that that's not their Coulson, but damn it, they want it to be. And
there might be an echo left.
Right.
What I think is so cool is that as you guys were doing the panel on the retrospective of kind of the show, I started to think about it myself. And when you think about it this way, Mac is the 4th director we've seen. Mm-hmm. We saw one get appointed by one person. Then you saw someone get appointed by the government, and now you're seeing it being voted on internally.
Yeah.
And it really, it's one of those things where you don't like really think about it until you start to put it all in perspective. But it's been a really powerful, long, and successful journey for Alfonso McKenzie.
Yeah, yeah, it's so good. So all right, so let's jump into these episodes and just kind of go through them.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I just gotta go ahead and say this. Let's go ahead and pour one out. Poor Davis. Couldn't make it to season 7, man.
Dave's been around for a minute, though. Let's be really real about this. Davis is chill with it. They've made like his narrow escapes very much like part of the lore.
Right. Right.
You gotta tell them that story. I don't think they'd care.
He is the red shirt that could.
Nah, man. God, he's the red shirt who got that promotion.
Right. He got the promotion. He finally got his name in the credits.
He's smiling and so as oh boy. Like man.
But it goes to that point, right? It's like it became a point where we're just like, man, Davis and Piper, they're fucking invincible.
They're just like,
they're fucking invincible.
Davis and Piper really did turn that corner. Maybe there's some hope for you, background motherfucker. Oh, never mind.
Yeah. Oh,
never mind.
And he took a header off of the thing. It was like, oh, damn it.
You know what that was? Honestly, it was like anybody can get it.
Right, and not only that, but it's like they also established that he had a kid. So I'm like, now you just made it even worse. Like, why would you do that to us?
They only told us he had a kid to kill him.
Yeah, we didn't need to know that.
Piper ain't got. What do you know about Piper's family?
Don't give us
the second we hear about Piper's dog, start worrying.
Right, we didn't need the background. We didn't need to know that man had a family.
I'm glad they told us he had a son. I'm glad they made it hurt more.
That's what
I'm cheering for it.
That's what makes the show so good. But also, like again, the beginning when you know everybody there, you had Piper, Yo-Yo, and Daisy talking about that's not what May would have done, because it's like those are all three of the women that May is trained.
Those are May's kids.
Those are May's kids. They're the people that she's
May
trained
hates
up.
Guns, right?
Exactly. I love that scene. It's things like that make this show so good, because it's a small attention to detail, right? If you've been watching this show for this long, you see that scene and go, yeah, they would know May like that. Like, they are the closest to May. She did train them, and they do know that, yeah, she would have beat him to death with her bare hands, because that's what May does. May doesn't use guns. Guns and May. What? So that was great. Also, May talking to Yo-Yo. What do you remember? Well, you and Mac were obviously about to have sex. Wait, what? Come on.
You asked me what I remember.
You asked. I'm going to answer. You ask questions. I'm going to give you answers. If you don't want them answers, don't ask those questions. Yeah, I love, again, this is another episode that shows you, and again, don't need a big set, didn't need to do a whole lot, put it in one place, and you show the strength of this team. You see the team piecing together that Izel is jumping between bodies and how to handle that. Knowing secrets about each other and clearing each other. Mac deciding that we need to get Yo-Yo and Daisy out off the table, because Izel gets into them, it's game over. It's like, it's one of those things that we talk about how Mac sometimes doesn't feel comfortable being a director, but he's doing a director move. That is exactly what a director would do, is knowing, take the most powerful. Yes, there are most powerful assets. That means they could also be the most powerful assets for Izel. Take that off the board. Get them out of the room so that they can't be used against us. That's a smart leadership director move right there. And you see these kind of things come in anytime one of these people step up and be a director. They don't want the job, but when they're up against the wall and they need to make those decisions, they do them.
100%.
Also, I wasn't shocked that Daisy's sending her checks to Lincoln's sister, but I was shocked that I was like, they're getting paid. There's paychecks.
There's gotta be paychecks, yo. People gotta live.
I just didn't think about it. I was like, it just you always see them just at the base, and I thought maybe they were.
There's no point in showing them filling out I-9s, Chris.
I know. I'm just saying, just who. I mean, I just wanted to know what the name of the check was. Just that's all. It's who pays you as a secret organization. Just
the CIA gets paid.
Yeah, but that's the CIA. It's like, this is S.H.I.E.L.D. This is like a little bit different.
This has got some sort of. This is a government backing. They rolled in with when Jeffrey Mace came in.
You're right. Just saying, just throwing it in there.
No, don't do that. Don't be that guy. Like ask about condoms on Dan Insecure. Don't do that.
Oh no, never that much. Never. First of all, the people asking about condoms on Insecure don't use condoms themselves, so there's that. So
it's true. It's true. That Venn diagram is a circle.
There's that. I mean, just like what about safe sex? Are you having safe sex? Why are you asking me questions?
It's about me.
It's not about me. This is about the kids that are watching Insecure, a show that's not for kids. Anyway, but no, I really do like the idea of them piecing things together. And we said this last time we started getting the info dump. We now getting more. This goes to the thing that you were saying. When we were talking about where Star Wars came from, you brought up the fact that the fear dimension and that it was an echo or created from there. They expanded on that, saying that it's not a fear dimension, but really that third monolith is creation. And it's just that us humans are stupid enough that we can't do anything. But
well, also the three monoliths is a doorway to their dimension.
Yes. So I'm very intrigued by this. I also love the fact that I guess it wasn't episode 10, but maybe episode 11. They did also drop Ghost Rider and also drop Robbie Reyes' name at least twice. So there's also that. I appreciate.
Oh, the Rider back, baby!
Yeah,
Robbie coming through.
Yeah, exactly. I feel like if we're not getting Rider this season, we're getting him in that final season. We're gonna get it.
We might get him in the finale, like as part of the stinger.
I think we might. I think something's got to happen. So I'm
because it's like I said, we're looking to bring back the people we've used before.
Right, and we know he's getting a show, so I'm all for it. So, but it also kind of goes to say that everything they've done is related. And what I love about this is that as weird as the show gets, because at one point they were talking about, I can't remember if it was Piper, somebody else was just like, they said it out loud and they're just like, yeah, okay, we're doing that now. Kind of like last season where it was like, oh, we're doing space now. Yeah, we haven't done that before. Okay, cool. We just keep it moving. But it all kind of gets related to each other. And as far as the show has come, none of it seems like too far out there. Just like you said, with like a show ending on its own terms, not going too far and jumping the shark. None of the things that they've done feel like they've jumped the shark. All of it feels a very natural progression. The idea of these monoliths, which has always been in the background of Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D., at least 5 seasons, right? Maybe all 6. They've been there, and them growing on that and expanding that into a multidimensional portal. It sounds crazy on paper, but when you look at the full breadth of the show, you're like, actually, no, it actually makes perfect sense. It makes perfect sense.
It's the show, man. Because you're right. None of these leaps should be ridiculous. These leaps should take us out of the show. But all I'm here is wondering, you know what, honestly, this is a second episode type thing, but there are times when they leave a breadcrumb, and I'm like, well, why would we bring that crumb up? Mm-hmm. Even if I know it's leading somewhere, I'm like, that felt a little clumsy. But viewed as one piece, it's not. These aren't even television shows at this point. This is just a long-ass movie.
All right. And another thing, too, is, like, and I think that's something that Marvel's always been good at, and this is, when we do the mailbag next week, we'll definitely get into more of the Hall H stuff from.
Oh, I was on the Nerd Off this week, so I'm under orders to. Yes. You and I are gonna have a long discussion on the mailbag.
Yeah. So, but like what they did with like seeding the 10 rings, like that wasn't the plan the old ways to come back in with to do it this way. But Marvel's already really good to mind their own history. So
you know what it reminds me of? Like interview with Claremont when he's like, sometimes I'd look and see what's the next story and just start reading things I hadn't picked back up yet.
Yeah. But that's what I feel like that's what Marvel in at least on Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D. and the MCU has done. It's like, all right, cool. We didn't nail it this time, or we had a piece here. Let's go back and do it. Remember, they brought back Graviton was what, season 1, and they brought him back up in
episode 2 or 3.
Right, and then they bring it back up in season 5. It becomes a major piece at the end of season 5.
Well, hell, the 10 rings in Iron Man 1, the 10 rings are there.
Right,
they're back again in Iron Man 3, and then we get the Return of the King one shot where it's revealed, of course, that there is a real Mandarin.
I got to go back. He also pointed out that people missed one in Ant-Man.
There's just 10 rings in Ant-Man, yeah. It's one of the guys in the room when he's trying to sell the Yellow Jacket tech.
Yeah. So, Yeah, so it's like they're always there, and it's like, okay, we don't know how we're going to use it right now, but throw it in there, we can use it for later. And
It's like the fact that Roxxon oil shows up in like the first 10 Marvel movies.
right, right. And don't be surprised if it then shows up in the Thor and Love and Thunder, because that would be great. Because why not? At this point, it's just that's what they've done, and that's what Agent of Shield has been doing. And so, and again, I think that they clearly have a plan. I think with them knowing, like I said, I'm very interested in seeing what happens. And kind of jumping ahead now to next week. Very interesting what happens there, just because what me and you have been saying, that they're going to end. They might end this season like a cliffhanger for the next season. Like it's half of like season 6 and 7 are really one full season, and this
they're gonna do the mid-season hangover,
right?
The mid-season thing at the end of the season, yeah,
right. So that could be it, and I don't know, but it's gonna be interesting to see. Going back to episode 10, I love the fact that, again, going back to what I was saying about Mac, him just trusting the team. When Daisy was like, "Why did May go?" and why did he give up? And May's just like, no, he trusts his team. He trusts his team is going to get the thing together. And you see that. You see in the next episode how the team starts working together to try to get these bits and pieces together to work out different angles to figure out how to get to where Mac and Yu and Azel are. And I mean, at the end of the episode, they clearly know where they're at now. But you see how this team works. Everybody kind of has their role, and everybody has their duty, and they do it. And in the end, this team always ends up coming out top. It doesn't mean it's easy. Doesn't mean that there aren't losses when they do it. But they find a way.
Yeah, they find a way, and they don't find when they make one. And it's been so. Like, even watching them bitch when she says, Piper, you're not ready for action. She says, all due respect, you try to put me back in
right.
Try to put me back in medical, I'm going to mutiny.
Right. She's like, makes sense. Okay, let's go.
But that's a Daisy answer.
Right. And again, remember.
And it's so wild to watch Daisy, like, settle into this leadership role when she's got little hers to deal with. Yeah.
And even, like, with Piper, again, I mean, like, Piper and Davis were close, and the fact that she's back up there now fighting, not taking a break. This, again, it's what S.H.I.E.L.D. does. Like, this show has made a real depiction of what S.H.I.E.L.D. is and why these agents are, the best in the business. Like, we saw Agent Davis, who has her arm all shot up because of the last time, and she's still, out there in the background too. It's like everybody is out here doing their job and doing their duties because that's what they're required to do.
Yeah.
So, also, again, and kind of jump between these two episodes because we watch them together. I love the little arc with Deke these two episodes. It was so.
Yo, man, I teared up with Deke, man.
Yo, all he wanted was to be able to figure something out and work with his grandparents. And the end of episode 11 has him doing just that. And I was like, good for you, Deke, because he was trying so hard to fit in. And he didn't have anything to contribute. And then when he figures it out, and it's also good to see also that he has a better relationship with Fitz, because this Fitz didn't get to experience the other part of Deke in the future. And so he doesn't have a comparison for it. And so he's not as, and all he knows is, well, he's my grandson and he's kind of semi-successful and has some money. So he's like,
yo, and he's smart.
So he's like, as far as Fitz is concerned, it's like, all right, cool. He hasn't reached total annoyance yet.
So honestly, I think he's gone from annoyance to appreciating having him there, because like the last two big breakthroughs have been Deke's doing. I also like the fact that Deke's go-to design for any tech is to put it on a belt buckle.
Hilarious.
Like, I was like, yo, his gravity, this is very, 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 very on brand. It's very cool.
Right. Yeah, man, and it's like you can tell that Deke, because Deke knows what his relationship with Fitz was before, you can tell Deke is very confused. It's like, wait, does he like me? Like, other Fitz didn't like me. He actually kind of hated me. Does my grandfather actually like me now? And so that little sense of like, I'm actually gonna work, and like every time, and they've done it like 2 or 3 times now. every time Fitz puts his hand on his shoulder or something like that, you can tell that Deke is just like, are we having a moment? I'm having a moment with a grandparent. Oh, this is good.
No, I think you're right. I think it's that, but you're right. It's also the juxtaposition of like how he got a second chance.
Yeah.
He has a second chance to make a good first impression. And I think he's made a concerted effort to be less what we consider Dekish around Fitz.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Like he's definitely reeled it in. He's definitely played up his intelligence, and he's done it well.
Well, there's two things about that. One, he's been here a little bit longer, and so he's been a little bit more adjusted. He still doesn't understand certain things. Like he still thinks Michael Jordan invented shoes. So there's that. But he's a little bit more adjusted, and he's not in total survival mode like he was before. And so, like you said, and if you think about it, this entire season has been about second chances, right? Deke's getting a second chance with Fitz. Simmons getting a second chance with Fitz. Daisy and May potentially getting a second chance with Coulson and running that back. Yo-Yo and Matt getting second chances. Like this season has been nothing but second chances for people. So it also fits in. Like, and again, this is what Agent Shield does, right? It has these mini themes in a larger episode, and a larger episode going on. And here you have this one, and this one is second chances, and so, yeah.
Even Izell.
Right, Izell with a second chance, and even let's get into it. The relationship with her and Sarge, and apparently, they were, I guess you call it a couple before he got a body and decided and bonded with. Again, it goes the way this show uses small throwaway things from previous seasons. Nobody really thought when Coulson went and closed the fear dimension that it would have any long-lasting effects on anything, and, well, that was wrong. That was very, very wrong. And now, it's like, couldn't you just use the monolith and just go back home? Why do you have to come to this dimension and then take over all our bodies, Izell? Come on.
But it's like Benson said, you read the stories.
Mm-hmm.
It's what I do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I wreck shit. And now she's determined not to be alone anymore. And I think that the warring separation within Sarge Coulson is going to be a huge factor because the Coulson side's stronger than we thought. Mm-hmm. There's more than we originally, or even
when he called her Sky.
Nigga, look.
She has not been.
I was still team kill him anyway, but I still hesitated.
Yo, as soon as he called her Sky, because she was gonna cut his head off. It was gonna happen. Like,
clean off.
Like Daisy gotten to the point of Daisy's approaching May status when it comes to when she can shut off her feelings and just go and do some shit. So, because when she showed up after reading the letter, I was like, oh, okay, she's going to come in, she's going to have that conversation. And then when she killed him anyway, or like broke his neck, I was like, oh, what was in the fucking letter? And she was like, I know, reading the letter just made me realize that you're not Coulson, so now I can really do what I wanted to do. I'm like, that is not what I expected there. Not the less stuff that you were going to take from the letter, but okay. But he called her Sky, and I was just like, oh, damn. And then he was trying to get her to kill him to prove that the sword would work. I was like, oh, he is kind of a little bit of a Coulson there. Damn it, that is exactly. Like, I don't know what it was. Even the way they shot it, and I looked at him, I could see it looked like he looked rough, a lot less rough than Sarge did. You could see he had like the Coulson look on him, and I was like,
Clark Gregg acting too, though.
Yo, I was acting like shit, dog. I was like, oh man, he's acting his ass off because I could feel. Well, again, I think it's always interesting to me when I see actors playing multiple versions of a character because that's when you really can see the acting come out. And to me,
I'm gonna fight you if you don't watch Fringe.
What is this show you're talking about? I have no idea.
Never mind. I had to say something out loud. Go ahead.
But yeah, no, it's like you can see the subtle differences between Sarge and Coulson. When he's Coulson, it's a softer. Even when he's serious and yelling, you're like, that's Coulson. When it's Sarge, you feel like a devoid of emotion type deal, and it was very noticeable And yeah, I was like, Daisy, you can't kill him. Even I was like, yeah, you can't do that.
I hesitated. I was like, kill him anyway. We gotta see if the sword works. Fuck that. We need answers, bitch.
So it's I don't know.
And there's your second chance again too. They get a second chance with Coulson.
Yeah,
Or at least they've convinced themselves they have.
Well, maybe because again, if this body is the body, whatever, can you remove what's inside of him and the powers inside of him and still leave the body?
Nah, fuck that. Superpower Coulson. Let's do this.
Well, I don't know. I don't know if those are superpowers. It sounds like he has. It's like it sound, but again, it goes back to the thing about Ghost Rider. It's like the rage inside of him, like when like the rage that Robbie Reyes held inside him with
Chris,
the Rider. Well,
that's where the Rider comes from.
Yeah,
I just figured that out.
This is what I'm saying. It's like I think we were both kind of right here. Where you brought up the fear dimension, I brought up the Ghost Rider stuff, and I'm like, what if it's a combination of both?
These motherfuckers.
What if it's a combination of both, and then that leads into the Ghost Rider TV show? Something there. I don't know, man. It's gonna be. I don't know. I'm very intrigued and interested in seeing what happens here because it's gonna be. It's gonna be a lot, yo, and I'm here for it all. I cannot wait to see what happens with this. Let's see here.
Yo, Flint.
Yo, listen.
So what's the one thing they would fear is someone who can reform the monoliths. If there's one thing we've seen Flint do, it's reforming the monoliths.
Yep.
It's all bad, kids.
Yeah. Also, it's basically Magneto's kid. So, just
they did adopt his ass in space.
Just don't like when, and I get it, right? You couldn't help herself because it's like, yo, you're giving us a bad guy speech. The bad guy always gives the bad guy speech right before we defeat the bad guy, but you don't say that because you don't get because then it becomes the. Oh, I've now announced that you're the bad guy, giving the bad guy speech, and now obviously the bad guy has.
It's a new trope,
right?
You broke one trope to create a new one,
right? No, you gotta let it go.
I was half expecting for the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man to show up.
You said what? No,
I was half expecting them to go full Ghostbusters, Stay Puft Marshmallow Man.
Oh, that would have been hilarious. That would have been hilarious.
I couldn't clear my mind, but it just popped in there.
Yeah, that would have been.
But no, Flint was probably better. Flint was better. I'm not gonna lie.
I don't know if better because now, like, can you imagine a Stay Puft Marshmallow Man trying to reform the
like
monoliths?
a human-sized Stay Puft Marshmallow Man.
Trying to reform monoliths? I don't know, man. I kind of would go with that. I kind of would have. That might have been a little bit more entertaining. So, just throw that out there. But yeah, now I'm interested in seeing what happens with that. Like, there's so much, and also, we know that what is reformed and created by this, it can be real,
right?
So, like, they were when they were yelling at Benson, it's like it's not real. I'm like, it kind of is real though. It is real. So I don't like, is Flint here to stay now? If whatever happens, so I don't know, man. I'm very interested in seeing where they go and what happens with not just the I mean, it's technically next week it's 2 episodes, but it's what they do always time. They always do a 2-hour. They call it a 2-hour movie.
Basically,
it's kind of what it turns into.
It's the oversized issue in the middle of the crossover.
Yeah, exactly. So I don't know where they're gonna go and how they're gonna end this and where they go from here. Because again, remember, then they're still in the whole other season going forward. And then on top of that, because we forget we're so focused on all this stuff. I was like, yo, what is the little teaser at the end gonna be? And I completely forgot about the Chromacons. I completely forgot about them. And I was
I think we were kind of supposed to forget about them. I think.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was like, oh shit, that's right. There are these. Oh yeah, they are kind of pissed that their entire planet got destroyed. Oh yeah, kind of forgot about that. So, yeah. Let me see here. Last bit of things I got here. Daisy always running from her problems again. Yeah, got that. I talked about Deke. We're on top of it. Deke, you didn't help until the very, very end.
No, man, you said me so negative about Deke, man. Deke's more than pulled his weight.
No, he has. Wait, first of all, you were more negative on Deke than I was. I'm just saying, throwing it out there. And two, he did at the end. I'm just saying, it was kind of funny when Daisy came in to talk to Fitzsimmons, and Deke kept trying to throw his kind of fit in and kind of be like, oh, no, we tried that. Oh, no. And after they would already say something, I'm just like, oh, he's trying so hard to fit in with his grandparents. It's adorable. And then he did at the end. So I was like, I'm very happy for Deke. Like, to me, Deke is having he's having his Ralph Dibny moment here right now. You know, he's got a chance to get to step up to the big leagues, and we'll see how it goes. And I'm rooting for him, I'm rooting for Deke. So, let's see here. Oh yeah, also, the other you thought it was a fear dimension. He wasn't the smart one.
It's true. He wasn't the smart one, was he? Damn.
He's the one that's dead, so maybe he wasn't.
Talk your shit, Fitz.
And he's also the one that kind of went a little off the deep end with evil Fitz too. So
a little. Okay, yeah. He performed invasive surgery on Daisy against her will.
Yeah,
I'd say more than little.
Little evil. Just,
little evil. Yeah, just a little smidge of evil, a touch, a dollop, even.
Yeah, he flirted with it a little bit. Flirted with it a little bit. All right, so I think that's it. We got anything else we want to bring up with this?
No, man. This 2 hours next week. I don't know if I'm ready, man.
Yeah.
I'm gonna need to mentally prepare somehow for this one because it is about to be some shit.
So I think I'm fine next week. I'm not mentally prepared for the last season. The final.
We got a year wait for that, baby. I got a year to not be ready. I'm fine with it. I'll get there. But this is an immediate concern this next week.
Yeah. So, we'll see how it goes, and because they were, and I'm wondering. I mean, right now, I think I don't know. Have they given us an announcement on when the last season will air?
I think it's the same time frame next year.
Okay, we'll see. Cause, the reason why I say that is because they literally were filming the last episode we didn't get to interview Ian and Elizabeth. I believe they were out. They had to fly back after the panel to go shoot their scenes. But they're literally
good. Get the fuck back to work, Ian and Elizabeth. Which, by the way, that doesn't mean they're both alive at the end. That just means that they're maybe filmed a flashback.
Maybe they died.
I'm assuming nothing about who lives.
Maybe they died together. Right. No. I have no illusions about anybody living or dying
like
here.
Them telling us that they had to fly back to film makes you wonder makes you almost sure they died.
Right. Why did nobody else fly back with you? Why is it just you two? Why is it that's very, very
nervous. The final season is just Fitzsimmons.
They will do some shit like that. So
they will. They're crazy.
But everybody dies next week, and it just Fitzsimmons for an entire season. Oh man, this is gonna be good. I can't wait. So, all right. So 2 things here. We have a few more days left to vote for the Character Corner on the Podcast Awards. So go to podcastawards.com and vote for the Character Corner, People's Choice Awards, and in the entertainment section. Also, the mailbag will be this Wednesday coming up. So send your emails in to mailbag@mtrnetwork.net. Obviously, we're going to be talking about a lot of stuff that came out of San Diego Comic-Con and that one. And yeah, so I think that's it. Thank you guys very much for listening. Oh, last thing, and I'm going to tell, look, I know we said jokes, but seriously, go watch The Boys. I'm dead serious. It's not.
Deep Home does not confirm or endorse the words being said right now. It
is not as problematic as the comic. It really isn't.
How could it be?
That's a good thing. And what I mean by that is it's not as problematic as the comic, and it
I can't believe you're wasting valuable airtime.
And it doesn't take away from the show. It actually makes the show really, really good, and everybody should really go watch the show. I'm serious. Dead serious. You should go watch the show. You ain't even got to tell people you watch it. Just go watch it. Go watch.
Y'all see my reactions nonsense, right?
Go watch
Okay.
it. Go watch it. And but yeah, if you're a premium member, you'll get the premium spoiler review of that coming up on Monday. So stay tuned. So and we're also Shane and I are really in about 20 minutes about to record a spoiler review for the the pilot episode of Batwoman. So also for premium, sign up for premium and get that. So we're still running the deal. So I think you can get an entire year of premium for $64. So put the code in. I want to say it's MTRSDCC. But I'll double check that and put it in the notes. So, all right, folks, thank you guys very much for listening. And until next time, we're out of here. Peace.